Let's now welcome to the ring, Matthew King Cobra.
But the action continues from ringside here in Glasgow, and this man is 30-year-old Matthew King Cobra of Southampton in Hampshire in the UK.
And now let's welcome to the ring the undefeated Reese Lightning Lynch.
And incoming is Reese Lynch, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, 3-0 as a pro. He's a ferocious body puncher, and so far he's looked magnificent in the pro game and seems to be enjoying every single minute of it. Trained by his brother Ped, and he says the gym is buzzing, and being around all the other quality fighters, the camaraderie is helping him to improve and become the fighter which he knows that he can be. And we believe this is a young man going all the way to the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is 6 rounds in the welterweight division. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be Darren Maxwell. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with gold and black and weighed in officially at 145.4 pounds. Coming to us from Southampton, Hampshire, England, he brings a professional record of 8 wins, 16 defeats, 1 draw, with 1 win by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Matthew King Cobra. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing purple and gold tartan trunks and weighed in officially at 145 pounds. Hailing from Fauldhouse, Scotland, he had a stellar amateur career, becoming a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, and now as a professional, undefeated, 3 wins. 1 of his 3 wins comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Reese Lightning Lynch.
Right guys, both know the rules. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
Well, here we go then, the penultimate fight of the night. Matthew King Cobra in the orthodox stance with the white, gold and black shorts, in there against a former Commonwealth Games gold medalist Reese Lynch in the tartan and the purple, boxing out of that southpaw stance. Welcome to ringside. You're joined by myself, Darren Reese, and the very talented Dev Sani, as Thomas Triber always says.
Stop it, Darren. Stop it, Darren. It sounds good when you say it, though, to be fair.
I might take his job.
I like Reese Lynch. You know, he's going to get Josh Taylor comparisons throughout his whole career because, you know, rangy, southpaw, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, super talent. But he's going to make his own name, I reckon.
Do you know what I said to him when he was basically describing his fighting style and on lead up to his debut? And he said lots of people say that I remind them of Josh Taylor, and he said that's not a bad thing, which it certainly isn't. So definitely a good comparison, but landed a nice long straight left down there a minute ago, did Reese Lynch. Got a clash of styles here, both standing on each other's toes, which can sometimes be a bit of a nightmare.
Just on a separate note, I'm a big fan of Reese Lynch's barnet. It's not often you see a haircut like that.
Tell you what, You like a mullet, do you, Dev?
I do like a mullet, to be fair. I don't think I could pull it off, but Reece Lynch does. And he's also pulling off a wonderful jab tonight, I think, Darren.
The haircut is as good as that southpaw jab as he just pops it out over and over again, keeping Matthew King on his toes. He's in a bit of a dangerous place there in the corner on those ropes and needs to create himself a bit of space.
He also needs a win for Scottish boxing tonight. I mean, there's been a number of Scottish L's taken up here in Glasgow, unfortunately. I mean, Nathaniel Collins in that main event, of course. And a few others. Yeah,
it hasn't been the night which the Scots, of course, would have been dreaming of. I'm sure Reece Lynch hasn't even thought about defeat. Oh, I tell you what, that was a solid left hand to the body there, and Matthew King took it well. He's got a very good poker face. King trained by Michael McKinson's father, actually, down in Hampshire. A long way from here. That was a solid lead hook upstairs from Lynch. He's really taking his time here. He's not getting carried away.
No, he's got that patience, hasn't he?
Oh, there it is again.
Matthew King's nickname is Matthew King Cobra. I asked Reece Lynch at the press conference, "How are you with snakes, Reece?" He said, "No problem, no problem. He'll be fine." Look at that, he's geeing the crowd up as well.
It's a tough gig, then, when you've got to come out post main event and the arena is quietened down.
Yeah.
And when you're a young, up and coming, exciting prospect, you know, you're itching to be out there with the atmosphere really electric, but this is all part of the apprenticeship, isn't
it? That's it. It's part of it. There's several great fighters who have had to go through this, or, you know, they've been floats on a show. They may get on, they may not get on, you know, and it's part of the learning, part of the professional game. The important thing is he is fighting, it is live, and even more important than that, he needs to win.
Oh, he does. I always, when you talk about live floats, for those who may not be aware of that, a float on a card can basically be slotted into any gap, and they have to warm up, cool down all night, don't they? So at least it's not that.
Exactly. He knew he was fighting tonight. It was just going to be after the main event. I'm sure in his head, he is the main event.
That's the attitude. Really unforgiving with these shots. He is so stylish, Reece Lynch. He looks the part. Aesthetically very pleasing to watch in terms of his boxing IQ, his technique, the way that he throws his shots. And I think as he kind of grows and develops there, we're going to see him stopping people on a regular basis.
Well, we saw it on his debut. It was around a year ago here at the Hydro. It was a very impressive debut. He got the stoppage, and there was a lot of fanfare after that. I think in his two fights after, he's tried to force himself to get the stoppage and maybe tried a little bit too hard.
Yeah, I remember it was a brutal body shot against that Brazilian opponent. It was a sickener, one of the ones where they hit him and then there's always that little delay.
Yeah.
And you know that was a bad one. Royston Barney-Smith taught us a thing or two about body shots earlier on.
Me, that was a huge win tonight for him.
This is spiteful from Reece Lynch. Throwing beautiful jabs and 1-2s.
Was that Reece talking?
Reece Lynch saying you've got to be able to punch, boys. He's really got the bit between his teeth tonight.
He's got razzmatazz as well.
He has, that's what we like.
You need that in this game. Look, he's busted up Matthew King's left eye.
He's cut over that left eye. That could become a bit problematic. Just slams in a left hook of his own. Lynch turns away and then gets straight back to business in that southpaw stance. Oh, beautiful left hand. Set it up with the lead hook straight through the middle. And he's just starting to enjoy himself now, Dev, isn't he?
Yeah, very nice work. And there's a bit of foot movement, a bit of footwork going on there, a bit of dancing, a bit of switching up. I also like that he was talking to him. I know sometimes referees, they warn them. They warn the fighters. I think we've seen it quite recently where the referees say, stop talking to each other. But I'll tell you what, Darren, I like a little chat. I like it when they're chatting to each other a little bit.
Well, earlier on, we saw it with Sam Gilly and Aston Brown. They're having a right old chat in there.
Yeah. But for me, as long as the chat isn't, I love you, bro, I love you, bro, for me, that's not for me.
No, you want some fighting talk, don't you?
Yeah.
Cool. He was loading up those shots then, wasn't he, Reece Lynch?
Yes.
You've got to take your hat off to Matthew King. He's taken some shots there, and he just keeps coming, he keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many more he wants to take. I don't think it's a fight that he's in, really. I don't think he's done an awful lot to deter Reece Lynch, and it is pretty much one-way traffic. And I think the snake has been charmed here, the cobra.
I knew there was a snake pun coming. I could hear and see the cogs moving in Dev Sarni's brain there.
Just trying to think
and it was a good one, actually.
Yeah,
we'll give you that one.
It's quite late, to be fair, Darren. I've been working all night, you know.
He never runs out of them, ladies and gentlemen. Ever. I can promise you that. Well, the advice from the Reece Lynch corner is going to be more of the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess the advice from the Matthew King corner is you need to take his shots away from him. You need to kind of get inside and stop him from working, but that's going to be hard work.
They also need to stop that eye from bleeding. If it is just above the eye, I'm not entirely sure where it is on the face. It looks to me like it's kind of on the brow.
Yeah, that could start to be annoying in terms of his vision. And where it is on the left eye, and that southpaw jab coming from Lynch makes it even more difficult. Yeah. And he may have him now. There's been a couple of times in this fight where he was nearly there. And there is something about Reece Lynch tonight. There's a real sense of urgency here.
I think he's just been itching to fight all week, to be honest with you, Darren. And, you know, he's on after the main event tonight as well. He's had to wait all night for his shot, and he's clearly...
He's making a point, isn't he?
Yeah, it's exactly that. He is making a point. He is saying, move me up the running order, essentially.
And fair play to him. Jab is just too quick for King. He's there and he's gone before we can even blink.
Nice.
And King just off balance there as he gets caught with a lead hook. And Reece Lynch stalking his man now, cutting the ring off. Where you go, I go.
Nice feints as well. I like that. It's not very readable actually for poor Matthew King in there. He really mixes it up, Reece Lynch.
But the top level fighters, and you can tell them from when they're early on in their careers, can't you? Just the little bits and pieces that they do. It's the intricate little details, and Reece Lynch does loads of them.
Yeah, he most certainly does. Very excited about.
So the ref's having a look here, Dev.
Yeah.
It can't be long, can it?
And he should be having a look, really. Look, nothing major has landed. You haven't seen him go down. You haven't seen him badly rocked or hurt. But there's a feeling that he will be, and these towels come in.
Yeah, and the corner have done the right thing there. And Matthew King looks at his team and shakes his head. But I believe that's the right move, because that was one-way traffic, non-stop, wasn't it? And the shots were spiteful and nasty from a couple of feet away. We can hear the thud of those, can't we?
Yeah, we can, and I can see why Matthew King was kind of debating with his corner. No, I'm okay, because he wasn't really knocked down. He didn't take anything major, but he wasn't in the fight, and he was just taking punches to the head, kind of for no reason. You know, that's kind of how it ended up. He was defenceless at the end there. So good job from the corner.
Absolutely, and I think if the corner didn't end up doing that, then the referee wasn't too far away. But Reece Lynch moves to 4-0 with now 2 stoppages on his record. And as we spoke about, he was definitely making a point tonight. And I think we'll see him with a bit more of an atmosphere next time. But the referee's just gathering the two fighters together. Thomas Stryber poised and ready with the scorecard. So we'll head over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 12 seconds of round number 3. The red corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Reese Lightning Lynch.
Marvellous stuff from Reese Lynch, 4-0, 2 knockouts on there. Still a very young man. Looks good in pretty much everything which he does. And for him, Dev, he'll just want to be straight back out as soon as possible, won't he?
Exactly that, exactly that. He just needs to build. Tonight was just about getting the fight, getting the win, getting the knockout, the performance, and moving on as quickly as possible. He'll be saying, get me out. He'll be on the phone to Frank or via his manager as soon as he can. And by the way, I don't blame Matthew King for getting a photo with him at the end there. Not always that you see opponents do that, but I think Matthew King got a photo with a future world champion.
I love that. And I think that's it. He knows that this kid's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's a little subtle thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Not that you don't always see, you know, the kind of the vanquished fighter do that, but it will tell you something. I like Reese Lynch a lot.
Let's welcome to the ring,
even does
Tariq Davies.
Tariq Davies from Bradford. Only one fight so far in the pro game. He was about for a long time on the amateur side of things and did well. And tonight he looks for his first win.
And now let's welcome to the ring the undefeated Stephen Nunes Jr.
And the last man to make his way to the ring this evening is Stephen Nunes Jr, 28 years old, from Scotland, 11 fights deep into the pro game, all 11 of those victories, all of those won on points, bags of ability. He actually hasn't dropped a single round in the 54 rounds of boxing which he's contested in. So we look forward to seeing him when the opening bell sounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the middleweight division. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be Darren Maxwell. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with orange and weighed in officially at 158.3 pounds. Coming to us from Bradford, Yorkshire, England, he has a record of no wins with just 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tariq Davies. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue with white and weighed in officially at 157.6 pounds. Hailing from Cleland, Scotland, he is undefeated with 11 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Stephen Nunes Jr.
Right, guys, both know the rules. Listen and obey my commands at all times. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
Well, here we go. The final fight of the evening. Billy Nelson trained Stephen Nunes Jr. boxing out the orthodox stance with the blue and white shorts, in there against Tariq Davies of Bradford. This is only his second professional fight, and he is looking for his first win tonight. And both fighters getting straight to business here. Nice jab there from Newns, who just rocks the head back of Davies. And Newns has been itching to get on these big shows, so much so that he's been in your DMs, Dave.
He has been. He is a menace in the DMs, is Stephen Newns, but I don't blame him. Every time there's been a big Queensberry show up here and he hasn't been on it, he's been saying, Dev, just you wait. Just you wait till I'm on. Just you wait. Well, he gets his chance now.
Big opportunity. These are the kind of nights that fighters really dream about and lay at night thinking about. And he knows that if he can make a bit of a statement here, something special that catches the attention of the right people, then he could become a regular face. And that's what it's all about.
Well, he hasn't got a stoppage yet so far in his career, but speaking to someone in his gym the other day, and they talked about how, well, he thinks this could be the one, you know, biggest stage yet, his opportunity to do so. It'd be a good time to do it.
It would be impeccable timing. And they're both throwing some leather here. Some heavy old shots. Tariq Davies looks like a bit of a difficult character to pin one on. He changes the range all the time.
He also looks a bit like Terence Crawford, if I'm honest.
He did. I heard you say that, actually.
I can't get it out
on a weigh-in or something, yeah.
I mean, if he fights anything like him, Newnsy here is in all sorts of...
He'd be in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Terence, if you're watching, we want you back. Davies just snuck a sneaky lead hook there on the chin of Newns, but it didn't land with any impact. Good exchange of the jabs. And that's where I think it's difficult for Nunes Jr. to get any real good work off, because what Davies does well is he kind of closes a gap almost immediately as soon as attack starts. It doesn't give him any room to do anything decent. Very awkward
to pin down right now. And it's rough, and he's going to end up on the floor here as well. It's just a bit of a mess, Darren.
It is. It hasn't been the cleanest or the most crisp of boxing all round. What a night we've had, Deb.
What a night.
Like you said, it hasn't been a night for Scottish boxing. I didn't expect, hold my hands up, Sam Gilly to do that to Aston Brown earlier.
Yeah, I think that's a contender for performance of the night. I think there were a lot of very good performances. Royston Barney-Smith with that demolition
was sensational,
job.
Wasn't he?
Sensational. We got a new British and Commonwealth champion in the super featherweight division. But yeah, you are right. Sam Gilly going up in weight, going away from home, coming here against an unbeaten bad man with heavy hands and stopping him in 5 rounds.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I interviewed him afterwards and he said he wanted to fight Brad Pauls. I'm game for that.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight. I'll tell you what, Sam Gilly at middleweight, I think there's a whole new contender in the middleweight division. The division's wide open, Darren.
Oh, it is. We need some excitement in that division, actually.
We need some magic. And he's the magic man.
There he goes again. Come on. Round 2 of 4. Nunes Jr. flew out of his corner then. And landed... Oh, my goodness.
It's that wrestling again.
The Commonwealth Games and the judo aren't until July in Glasgow, not tonight.
And it's not Nunes' fault. It's not... He's not at fault for this. He's just being sort of grappled to the ground by a very awkward character here.
Must be frustrating when you've got an opponent who's doing that kind of stuff. Oh, that was good. 1-2 left hook there from Nunes Jr. He needs to do more of that. So second phase attacks, which he seems to have more success with.
He's got a very good coach in his corner in Billy Nelson, as you mentioned earlier, Darren. And I'm sure Billy will guide him through this and, you know, negate this awkward work that Tariq Davies is doing.
He's got a good stable as Billy Nelson. We're having a conversation earlier on, actually, ringside, a few people saying, who do you think's got the best stable in boxing? Ben Davison's got to be up there, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a world heavyweight champion and he's got the next world heavyweight champion. That's a pretty good place to start.
Not bad going at all.
And Royston Barney-Smith, by the way.
Yeah, just to add that one into the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nunes Jr. really struggling to get any clean work off here. And like you said, it's not his fault. He's doing plenty of the right thing. And also, Tariq Davies, like, it's his job to nullify the attacks and kind of put the fire out. And he's doing it well. Billy Nelson liking that jab which landed from Stephen Nunes Jr. a minute ago. He put some weight behind it, and there it is again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the shot. Maybe that's a shot which the others... There it is.
Yeah.
This is good work. He's kind of found his range now. It's taking him a little bit of time, but Nunes Jr. just starting to look like he's enjoying himself a bit more now.
Yeah, he's a very good amateur, Nunes. I think he's just got to get back to that for this, just to take Tariq Davies here to school and just say, listen, I'm the guy here with all the skills. Let me show you this.
Well, the amateurs, a lot of them have been around the world, haven't they? And for every style you can possibly think of. Good right hand there from Nunes Jr. He's a durable guy, is Tariq Davies. He's been caught with a couple of big ones, but he bites down on his gum shield and just gets straight back to business.
Winging away as well, by the way, Tariq Davies was there. And then blowing pretty hard after that. I think he's exhausted,
I think
Darren.
the fatigue is well and truly there. And there goes the clapper for the last 10 seconds. And it couldn't have come at a better time.
I think the stoppage is on the cards here in the next round for Stephen Nunes. I think he could get it.
If he does, you know what he's going to say, don't you?
Told you so.
It's going to be a told you so. Should have replied to my DMs earlier, Dev.
I always reply, or a heart, or a crying with laughter emoji. I'm always there, Darren.
Everyone's favourite.
Yeah.
But he should be pleased with his performance so far, because he has done some good stuff, Stephen Nunes Jr. I'll be quite interested to hear what the corner team are saying there, because it's one thing having the fighter in front of you, and then the other thing is obviously like watching it like we are. But when you're a coach and you know exactly what they need to do, the tiniest little detail.
Yeah.
It's whether the fighter can take that and run with it. Some people are amazing at that. Royston Barney-Smith's brilliant at that.
Yeah.
I've heard Ben Davison say that before. He's so coachable. Stephen Cairns is amazing at that. Dave Colwell's he tells him a tiny thing and he just goes and does it.
Some of these guys are robots. They're computers. They just the trainers can just program them, put a certain program in, and they can just deliver it. And when you're a trainer and you've got a fighter like that, you're a very lucky trainer.
Yeah, the best ones with the best brains, they kind of download and analyse the data in real time, don't they?
Well, hopefully they've downloaded enough Tariq Davies data.
I thought we had another pun or something.
No, that was it. Just couldn't think of one, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, Davies is exhausted now. He's breathing deeply through a wide open mouth. And I think Stephen Nunes Jr. could get him out of there if he just piled on the pressure and just loaded up non-stop. But he won't want to empty his own tank, will he? Just in case.
No, look, I guess not. But at the same time, he probably does want to make an impression. So there's a kind of now or never feel to it. That's good work.
That was good work. He almost had a run-up with that jab before. And then switched the angle and landed a right hand. And Davies, if he had a battery percentage, I would say he's probably about 2 or 3 at the moment. And running out quickly.
Yeah, I think so. A few signs of distress. He's holding on at times. He turned his back for a moment there, just trying to get away from Stephen Nunes. Holding on again. rough and tough.
I mean, that's exhausting stuff
Yeah.
in itself.
Ref didn't like that. I'm not sure what the ref didn't like, Darren.
No, I mean, he broke, I guess, because he didn't say box, but at least it gave Davies a few seconds to get a couple of extra deep breaths in. And the ref has just told him to stop holding.
Right.
Davies, that is. But here he goes again. He might have to take a point away.
My goodness.
In a minute.
And he's holding, not because he's hurt, because he is absolutely exhausted.
Oh, he is.
He is done.
So tired. Look, to the point where the ref...
The stoppage is here.
It's there. It's kind of getting to the point where he's struggling to defend himself.
If not
because
this
he's
round,
so tired.
Yeah. It's there. If not this, yeah, he's got it.
Go.
He's got it.
Well, well done to Stephen Nunes Jr. A bit of a sigh of relief there. He got it done in the end. His first ever stoppage victory. He's been knocking on the door of Queensberry for the opportunity. The door opens and he delivered the goods.
Yes, he did. From knocking on the door to getting a knockout. Well done, Stephen Newns. Well done, that man. Billy Nelson seems happy-ish, I would say, in the corner. Although he did seem to then scold Stephen Newns, so I don't know how fully happy he is with the performance, but got it done.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but maybe he wasn't listening or doing something in particular, but they'll be back to the drawing board. They'll be looking at the rights and the wrongs, the things to improve on, and all of that other stuff. But that is the final fight of the evening. Thomas Schreiber has the official time, so we shall head to him now. Super stuff from Stephen Nunes Jr. He moves to 12-0 and finally gets that stoppage victory as he winks to Dev Sani at ringside. And that brings this evening to an end. We've had a great night of boxing. Some results went one way, some results went the other way. Thank you for your company, and we will see you next time.